Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. It is Thursday, so it's a little story day. I love this story from the Zen tradition because I don't know what it means. But a lot of the Zen technique is to get you to keep your left brain quiet, maybe even stop thinking completely and just experience directly with no intermediary between you and whatever is the moment of reality that you're experiencing. So the student says to the Zen master, so master, is it true that all things have Buddha nature? Yes, all things have Buddha nature. So the dog has Buddha nature? Most certainly. And the tree has Buddha nature? Quite so. And even the stars in the sky and the clouds have Buddha nature? Everything has Buddha nature. So that means I must have Buddha nature too. Oh no, you do not have Buddha nature. But I thought that you said everything has Buddha nature. Yes, that's true. That the dog and the tree and the stars and the clouds, everything has Buddha nature. That's true. So then why don't I have Buddha nature? Because you're asking this question. You can explain that one to me, send me a postcard. All right. The word for the day, or the phrase of the day, is the tree of life. You know, it's interesting in the myth of the garden. You know, they got kicked out by eating the tree of knowledge, right? They didn't get to the tree of life. I don't know why it was denied to them, but you'd think that you would want to connect to the tree of life. My teacher uses the tree as a metaphor for the different aspects of yoga. Like there's the roots of the tree, the trunk of the tree, the sap within the tree, the bark of the tree, the leaves of the tree, the branches of the tree, the leaves of the tree, the flowers that come from the development, and finally the fruit. Well, according to Mr. Iyengar, that is the Ashtanga, or Eightfold Path, of learning how to do the ethics that you're supposed to abstain from because it messes you up too bad, and the ethics you're supposed to sustain yourself because it keeps you on the right track. And then you develop the body postures, the breath control, the guided deep relaxation, and progressive stages of meditative absorption. Really, really important. Learn the motionlessness so total that it's as if you don't even exist anymore. That'll teach you how to wait patiently. So meditation, or just sitting still, is that state of quietness in which all things that are ordinarily suppressed have a chance to come up, especially when you're moving so fast, you miss so much. So watch what's going on in your mind with an attitude of interested joy. And don't force anything, because when we become conscious of our own consciousness, we see a perspective that sees other perspectives. And then we can be the magnets in our culture that bring order to ourselves and attract order all around ourselves. Yes, it's true right now, there's an aspect of our society that's in structural disintegration, a collective demoralization, because we've never experienced such rampant corruption in our government and our elected officials before. And because we're supposed to be a diverse culture, we don't have one central myth that supports and justifies the burdensome task of being human and working it out with each other. And then, of course, our own ego thinks like it knows what's going on. We don't question ourselves like, why should I be the only one who thinks this is how the world should be? Who gives us the authority to say this is how the world should be? Well, I guess our common humanity that understands what feels good and what hurts. So when you let go of thinking how things should be, you can respond to any changing situation with a different kind of openness and flexibility. You can manage options and have alternatives that can't arise in the contracted mind. So the ultimate of what I call the Aquarian conspiracy is that it's a transformation of consciousness which is not to be studied. It's not a spectator sport. It's supposed to be embodied. So synchronize your knowledge and your action, and then you'll live from the core of yourself. And then always remember, Whose responsibility is it to rendezvous with the joy that you have within yourself? Or the joy that you can see in the miracle of life with all the other nightmares of history and catastrophes of existence? Whose responsibility is it? Well, as the teacher would say, one of us has to change, and you know who that is. Have a great day.